Thank you for joining us today at the SRUC Aberdeen Animal Care Online Event. My name is Stephen. I'm the Marketing and Chief Recruitment Officer in Aberdeen, and I'm joined by our Programme Lead for Animal Care in Aberdeen, Heidi. She's going to talk through a presentation about different levels of animal care courses that we offer in Aberdeen. And you can pop any questions you have into the Q&A function, and we'll answer them in the presentation.
Perfect. Okay, hopefully you can all see that. So as Stephen says, yeah, my name is Heidi, Programme Lead for Animal Care. So I'm just going to run through some of the courses that we offer here and a wee bit about obviously what you can then go on to do. And beware, I've got a wee quiz at the end as well, just to see if you've been paying attention. Okay. So obviously we fall under the School for Veterinary Science, so we have a mixture of courses on there, and in there you can see one of the courses that we have. We offer the animal programs, which can lead on to further courses later on. So we offer a range of opportunities within those courses and progression routes as well. So it's quite small to look at, but you can see there that we have those pathways embedded into SRUC. So there is the further education in the introduction to animal care, the NC animal care, and then we have the HNC and HND. So we're going to run through all of those courses. As Stephen says, if you have any questions, we'll happily answer those at the end as well. Okay. So yeah, here is the progression routes that we have. So that introduction to animal care, which is 1 year full-time SCQF level 4. We've got the NC animal care, which again is 1 year full-time, and that's SCQF level 5 and 6. And then we have our 2-year HND program, which again is full-time. So that's level 7 and 8. So starting at our NC Introduction to Animal Care, what we're looking for you to have is to come in with National 4 qualifications in our English and Maths. So we're looking for a pass in those. And we're looking for, a candidates who have an interest in all animals, because you will be required to work with a range that we have over in our animal unit. So over in our animal unit, you'll be working with our rabbits and guinea pigs. You'll work with our small rodents. We have reptiles, we have birds, and you also get the opportunity to work with large animals and with our equines, so our ponies as well. We're looking for you to have some experience of working with animals, so that could be even just having your own animals or going and walking the neighbours' dogs and things, but obviously having that keen interest. So as I've said, it is a full-time course and it's SCQF level 4. And it does take that year. So it's 30 weeks. And the way that the terms are divided, it's 3 blocks of 10 weeks. Okay, within there, you're going to be covering a range of topics. So I'll cover them a wee bit later on. But basically, this course, the beauty of this course is that you're getting a lot of practical experience. So whereas you're learning about the anatomy and first aid of animals, you will be able to work with the animals that we have and also just to develop those skills practically, as well as doing some theory as well. So as I say, it's a mixture of that written and practical assessments. We do put in, so towards the end of the course, we put in more theory assessments, because obviously if you're using this course for progression, then we're looking for you to be able to complete the practical as well as that theory element. So some of the units include, so we've got introductions into handling and accommodation, feeding, healthcare and husbandry. So all of those things that you'll be doing with your own animals. So looking after them, looking out for healthcare and feeding them the correct nutrition. We've got horse and rabbit care. As I said, we've got basic first aid. The beauty with our intro courses, we also put in some different species within there. So we do have Scottish wildlife that you'll look at, and you'll look at different breeds in the breed identification. So in our dogs, our cats, and the small mammals that you're going to be working with across there. Animal enrichment, so the environmental enrichment is something that you was really beneficial to be carrying on throughout those courses as well, because obviously it's important that we are stimulating those animals and that we're making sure that their brain is active as well as them. Progression employment opportunities. So as I say, you can, you can progress within SRUC. So if you pass all of those intro units, you might want to consider staying on for that NC in animal care, or you can go off into employment. So you'll see these slides throughout. It really is just showing you where our students in the past have gone to. So certainly lots of them have worked in the Scottish SSPCA and still do. You can go on and do some volunteering work, working in kennels and catteries, and also in pet shops as well. So lots of opportunities in there. So the next level, so we said that was our NC in animal care. So that was SEQF level 5, mostly level 5, although there is one level 6 unit in there. And that's again for that progression opportunity. So if you do want to move on and do the HND, then we want that kind of there as a stepping stone. So entry requirements, so you can either progress from passing all of those units within the intro course, or you can come in with a minimum of 3 national 4s, so including our maths and English, and we're also looking for 1 national 5 as well. So looking for that practical experience with animals again. So again, what we do is, just when you're filling out that application, if you can just write a note of all the experience that you have. So just take a wee note, whether it is that you have your own animals, whether you've worked volunteering somewhere, or whether it's the neighbour's dog. Just let us know all the experience in your application. So again, it's a full-time course, so it's covered in those 30 weeks. So it is the 3 blocks of 10 weeks. And in this ones, we again increase that, the species of animal care and that knowledge that you need to do. Whereas the intro course was maybe more practical element, this one does have almost a 50-50 split. So you'll be learning about what to feed something, and then you'll do a theory assessment, and then you'll also go across the roads in our animal unit, and you'll be presenting that food to the animals as well. So there is that split of knowledge. Here you get a bit more anatomy. So where we've said that we're looking for a national 5, biology is really useful, and it's something if you are thinking of progressing onto any of the other animal care courses, or into any other animal related fields such as veterinary or veterinary nursing, then the biology is a really useful one for you, because we will cover anatomy starting at the NC level, and then that will progress as well. So it's a really useful one to know. And as I say, it is that mixture. So you will be getting the practical element, not quite as much as you do at intro level, but you'll still be getting a good amount so that you can carry out those practical tasks as well. Units covered, so as I said, there'll be that anatomy and physiology element, which is going to go right the way through the rest of the courses. We look at different species, so we've got fish, birds and reptiles within there as well. Parasitology, so we look a bit more about the healthcare, about the conditions that our animals can get and how to prevent them, as well as the parasites that they can get. And we've got wildlife again, so again looking at that animal wildlife to give us a bit different species. The animal survival behaviour, so that's the one that's level 6. This is a really good unit, because whilst you've been looking at your domestic animals, when it comes to the animal survival behaviour, you can start looking at wild animals, look at the how they form their groups, how they rear their young and things. So it's quite a nice one to look at other species, and it also allows you to develop that research techniques, because you'll be doing assignments, and that will be something that will then carry on to the HND for you. Again, similar progression opportunities. There is also the opportunity to go into veterinary practice as well. So as animal care assistants, just having that knowledge at NC levels really useful. Again, in those shelters, kennels and catteries or pet shop. And then, as I say, if you successfully complete all of those units, in particular that level 6 one, then you may want to apply for the HND in animal care. To be image of some of the students from the past who are working within the industry or who have gone on and done some further education, higher education in animal related fields. HND then, so as I said, we can progress from passing all the units within our NC, or we can come in with 2 hires at level C or above. So preferably, again, that biology or the English and or maths as well. And for this one, so some experience, because it is a higher level course, so yet we're looking for some work experience within that animal care industry as well. So again, use your application. This one you'll be applying through UCAS. Use that application just to sell yourself and tell us about the experience that you have had and you've managed to gain. So again, whether that's working in a shelter, whether it's volunteering, going in and out of the local vets, you know, just pop that down on your application. So again, it's a full-time course. So our HND is a two-year full-time course. So each one is divided into that 3 terms again, so that 30 weeks. And we're looking at that higher level. So as I say, it's SCQF level 7 and 8, which is why we put that bridging unit in as well, that level 6, just to make sure that we can cope at the level that the HN is at. This one, so again, they're really progression in the units as well. So where you've learned about feeding and the basics of nutrition in that NC or intro course, this will then go into a lot further. So maybe looking at diseases that would be caused with incorrect nutrition. We look at animal behaviour and animal welfare in a lot more detail. So some of the units, so I've got a wee list of our first and our second year ones. So our first year, again, continuing that anatomy and physiology. So that's one that is continued, but we've also got that health and disease. So again, looking at diseases, handling and first aid. So again, looking at those conditions, how to help, how to prevent animals, because that's something that a bit of first aid will be valuable in any animal facility and any employment as well. Animal welfare, so just making sure that we're following on from that enrichment and the healthcare, and we're making sure that we are providing that right, correct welfare. Wildlife, so again, some different species and some animal behaviour. In our second year, we tend to pop in units that will allow you to explore the different opportunities that you can then go on and do. So whether that's going into further education or whether that is going out and working in industry. So we pop in things there to give you a range. So again, if it's something you were thinking about working with different species, we cover the specialist avian and reptiles. So as well as knowing the species, we know a little bit about their health and their anatomy as well. We put in some science ones. So again, if you wanted to go off to university, say, if you wanted to progress into further university courses, then you would be able to, you know, do those science elements of the course as well. And we do have a work placement. So this is a great unit if you are starting to think about where you would like to go off and work. It provides you that opportunity to go and explore some options that are there. So we tend to have students going away for a couple of weeks and working in a field that they're really interested in, which can either, you know, secure what they want to do or give them other ideas. So lots of useful units there. Again, progression, so we could go on to further courses within SRUC. So there's the BSc in veterinary nursing, there's animal science degrees, or we also have other courses within SRUC, such as your rural business management, which you could then go on and progress into, as well as other externals. Or, as I say, there is still those employment opportunities, so working within the Scottish SPCA as maybe animal rescue officers, zoos and animal parks. So again, the you know, having that knowledge of different species is really useful. Going and working with the council and the dog warden, pet boarding. A lot of our students have then gone off and set up small businesses. So they've been self-employed, whether it's pet boarding, dog walking, pet sitting, or as we said, going into that animal care assistant. Just says it in a different way. So yeah, progression is also an opportunity there. So I have a wee quiz. So hopefully, Stephen, you'll be able to keep an eye out and see if we've got anyone answering these questions. Have a go. Have a go. I can see there are a few of you on the call, so have a go. So which course will give you the most practical time? Is it HND Year 1, HND Year 2, NC Animal Care, or the NC Introduction to Animal Care? So which one has the most practical time?
If we want to pop their answers into the Q&A, you do a quick tally as we go. So that's a few people saying the NC intro.
Good. Anyone else want to give it a go? Making things awkward because you're sharing the screen. You can see this one too. Well, it looks like a few answers there.
Someone's HMD, someone says that's someone else saying unsafe report.
Okay. So the correct, getting a look at the other one. The correct answer is indeed the NC intro. So that's the one where you get most, but you will get that time practically in all of the courses. So next one. Which of the following are found within our animal unit? So we've got A, guppies, B, tarantulas, C, snakes, D, budgerigars. So although I didn't name them all, we'd be here all day if I did. Hopefully we can work out.
Someone saying C, snakes. A couple were saying D, budgies.
And we're all giving it a go.
I say D, budgies.
Okay, good. So we actually do have budgies. The one that I'm not keen on getting across in the animal unit is the tarantulas. Although I have been asked by our instructors, yeah, I don't mind spiders, but no, maybe not tarantulas. Question number 3, what is the name of the 2-year course? So is it A, the NC Introduction to Animal Care, B, the HND Animal Care, C, the NC Animal Care, or D, none of the above?
Couple people say C, one say D, one else say D.
Okay. So for those of you who have said B, you are correct. HND are 2 years. The other ones are 1 year. Oh, that one's scooched over. Actually, we can go with that one. So yeah, which of the courses have a practical element? I think I pretty much gave it away with the first question, but never mind. We'll see, definitely see who was listening. Yeah, I can't see those two. Yep, so was it A, intro NC, B, NC, C, HND, or D, all of the above?
So B, someone's saying B. Well,
Okay, so if you said D, all of the above would be correct. However, I guess if you picked any of the other ones, you are all correct as well, because they do all have an element. It's just the higher up the level you go, you maybe lose a little bit of time across in the animal unit and are doing a bit more theory, but you'll get the practical time with all of them. And the last one, can I progress on to further qualifications with an animal care qualification? Further courses even. So A, yes, B, no.
everyone said A for that one.
Excellent. Well done. Yes, indeed, you can. Well done. Cool. So hopefully we got on all right with that one. And it's got you thinking a wee bit more about whether this is for you. So is there any questions then?
Anyone comes up with any questions after the event, just email them to me and be passing it as well. Anyone has anything else right now? What do we put in the votes? No. My question is about funding. I've received an information offer for NC on the September from funding to the course and receive staff funding for the police and years ago. I don't think I want to take staff that is the level. It's worth putting on.
Sorry, Stephen, I don't know if it's just me, but the sound's not very clear. It's a bit crackly.
I think you had set off and see if that sounds
That does sound clearer, yeah.
perfect. So in terms of funding for the NC, that's done through bursary, isn't it? So they should get
Yes,
if they receive an offer, they should get the forms to apply for the bursaries from the admissions team.
there would be a funding email, isn't there? Is it Katie Kringen? But I think there's a general.
Yes, in the
General
in
funding.
the post-event email, I'll send out with the link to the recording. I include the link to the funding section of the website to be there. But yes, for NC level, it's done through a bursary. It's not done in the same way as HNC, HNP, and degree level funding. Can any of these be done part-time?
All of these are full-time, but what we mean by full-time is that you'll be in probably 3 days a week, and then you'll have a designated day off and a study day. So it might, it might be split up over different days, but it's not, Monday to Friday, you're in college all the time. But it's classed as full-time.
Will there be any in-person open days? What is the minimum age to apply for NC and for NC? Open days, yes. We've got dates confirmed. I just need to get them up on the website. But they'll be in June, August, October, and November. And we should hopefully be up on the website in the next couple of weeks. Is there a minimum age to apply for NC info?
I think for getting that, so is it 16 and over, isn't it, for a Nat 5, for achieving that Nat 5? So you would be. Yeah, I think it's 15, 16, isn't it?
I don't think there's a specific minimum age that we have, as long as they make them.
Yeah.
Where do I find the application forms for info? They can be found on the website. I'll pop the link. That in just a second. Our pupils are asking how many different SPS that was in my species is currently have.
Oh gosh, I think we did a tally for something, and we have, I think it's a total of 118 animals or something. So yeah, we've got lots of different species. So within our snakes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 species. We've got different breeds of our rabbits and guinea pigs. So we have got quite a range of species for you to work with within those. So I mean, our small mammals, the small rodents that I was speaking about. So we've got degus, we've got chinchillas, we've got gerbils, hamsters. So look out for those open days, and you'll be able to come along and see them. But yeah, we've got a big collection, and that number also includes fish, and our fish and our birds. So yeah, come along and see. But we do have a lot of different species and breeds, so that you can get used to working with the different types of animals. Tends to be the ones that you're going to be going out and seeing within those facilities. So the common kind of breeds and species.
Are there any other courses that you can take to work at the SSPC?
Sorry, what was that again? It's still a bit crackly.
Are there any other courses that you can take if you wanted to work at the SSPCA?
I guess other, kind of other animal management ones. So working in there, certainly the animal care courses and the HN does give you good entry requirements. You'll possibly see, if you're looking out on that Scottish SPCA, you see that they are looking for an HN. So certainly, animal care qualifications there. But your animal management courses and, obviously, there are some different ones, but certainly ones the Scottish SPCA would be looking for your HN qualifications or your SEQF ones.
For your 17-year-old to get the bursary?
Yeah, I think it all is calculated, isn't it, depending on your situation. But yes, I don't think there's age restrictions on bursaries.
I think it depends if you're applying to an NC level course or a HNC. Yeah. So the NC ones are done through bursary, HNC, HNB course fees are covered by SAS, and then they're eligible for the loan as well. Because NC is classed as FE and HNC is H. So it gets a little bit slightly complicated and different between the two levels. The place is conditional for NC animal care, and I was wondering if I'm preparing and getting my SRUC email and PPE kit now, or do I need to wait for an additional email before it starts?
So you have a conditional, sorry, is that?
Yes.
Yeah. So we would need to wait for a kind of clarification of, what the condition is. So whether it's waiting on, a certain grade and things, but then that would soon be changed to an unconditional once you notified us of that result.
For things like the PPE, you'll get an email through about that, and it gets delivered to campus, and you collect it from campus when we come on for induction.
Yeah.
What date is the NC info starting?
What date is the NC
Starting?
So it'll be September. It would be September. I can't remember off the top of my head what the induction week is. It's usually around about, is it the second week in September? But yeah, we can obviously clarify that and look on the websites and things. But it's usually an induction week, and then it'll go into it. But it would be September time that would be starting.
I am trying to organize a visit for 3 pupils from Inverurie Academy to see the facilities and animals if possible. This would be very inspiring. Hope this is possible.
So that's something, so Stephen, if you contact Stephen, what we are also trying to do is, come out into schools as well. So, certainly contacting Stephen, and we can see if we can organise that for some. But again, the open days, is an event where, all students can come along, potential students can come along and view the facilities.
When do the days start and end for NC animal care?
So it's usually classes will start at 9 o'clock, and then they run through till about 4:15, 4:30. Some days, as I say, the days might be split up, so it depends on the timetable. Some days you maybe will be in for half a day, but when you're in for full days, that's the timings that it would be.
What is the deadline to apply for funding for NC courses?
I think they keep it open, don't they? Because again, if for confirming if it's conditional and unconditional. So I think it stays open. And obviously, the sooner you can apply, the better. So as soon as you get that offer, I would certainly look into it.
I think the forms for the NC funding and the PPE stuff should be sent directly to you, so that'll have more information.
Yeah.
Is maths definitely necessary? I have other GCSEs not applied and animal care college cert, just not maths yet.
So certainly there is an opportunity within the courses. So I think it does say maths or English. So there is the opportunity within the courses to do your numeracy. So both the intro and the NC, you can build on that numeracy. So you would get that core skills as well. So yeah, I mean, if you can demonstrate, in another one. So again, I'm not sure what level, of course, you're interested in, but yeah, certainly it was, the maths or English for the NC. And as I say, if you don't have that, then there is the opportunity to develop that within the courses.
Are the in-person open days commenced on the website yet? No, we've got the dates agreed. I need to get them loaded up onto the website, which is top of my list of things to do for the start of next week. Once we get these online events, so it should be in the next week or two. They'll be available on the website to sign up for. That looks like all the questions at the moment. Give it a few seconds and see if anything else. If there's anyone coming to study that doesn't already live in Aberdeen, SRUC in Aberdeen doesn't have on-site accommodation. We have an arrangement with the University of Aberdeen, so our students have access to their Hillhead halls of residence. SRUC students are grouped together, so you'll be staying with either with classmates or other students from SRUC, and we provide a bus service between halls of residence and campus in the morning and at the end of the day as well. So because I have a conditional offer, I wait until I get my results for biology in August before I start preparing for study.
We'll probably send out information before that, would we?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
so there's no
not-
harm in certainly looking into you know, funding. But yeah, well, as soon as we get that result, then it will change to
ahead of time. And
Yeah.
we'll have offer holder days in April. Could be in school type for it. Would be the other course you can take, get qualifications to work at the SFPTA that we need.
Sorry, I've never heard that, Stevenson.
Any other courses you can take to get qualifications to work at the SSPCA?
So I think we kind of mentioned that one. So for the SSPCA, they are looking for the SCQF qualifications, so that HND or an HNC, certainly. It depends what job it is you would like to go into. So we certainly have had students go from it with an NC, have gone into an animal care assistant role. So it really depends on that. I know there are other courses, you know, down in England which are suitable for, you know, RSPCA and things, so animal management. But you know, certainly here with us, then the HND, animal care SEQF qualifications.
One of our pupils lost birds, in particular parrots, and he's wondering what kind of parrots you have.
We don't have any parrots, so parrots are highly demanding and very intelligent. So they are great, but they do require a lot of that one-to-one. So we don't have parrots. Biggest birds we have cockatiel size. So no parrots at the moment. So yeah. We do have a range of birds, so say the budgerigars, the cockatiels, canaries, and finches.
You apply for accommodation before sorting funding. Yes, it's a separate application to apply for accommodation. Again, in the email, I'll send out an email with a link to the recording of this event, but there'll also be links to information about accommodation and funding included in the email as well. So there'll be a bit of information about the residents. There are plenty of private student accommodation as well as the private rental market in Aberdeen. So there's lots of options for accommodation. I have an unconditional offer for the NC and repair course. Do you know when I will receive further information about what to do before I start?
Usually kind of sent out before summer, isn't it? The more information.
At the moment, the admissions team will be working through sending out the offers,
Yeah.
getting the responses to you know, in the next probably a month or so, they'll start sending out that. additional information. And like I say, we'll have offer holder days coming up in April, and so there'll be an opportunity to speak with various members of staff around and get answers to those sorts of questions ahead of starting September. Can you visit the animal facilities outside of past things?
And so it would need to be organised because obviously we do have classes running on. So if it was that you were wanting to come and have a look at the animal unit, then that would need to be organised, you know, through one of the open days. If you're meaning if you were on the course, then you'll get lots of time over in the animal unit. So yeah, but no, if it's to come in and visit, then it would need to be organised.
So transport for Aberdeenshire City Centre. If you mean Aberdeen City Centre, we, as well as the bus from the Halton Residence campus, we run a bus from Union Street in the centre of Aberdeen onto campus as well. There isn't direct transport from Aberdeenshire, but if you can get into the centre of Aberdeen, you can get the bus into campus, or the closest bus stop is just next to or across from the E&J Live, but then there's probably a 10-15 minute walk. Is there any books you would recommend to read over the summer to prepare for an animal care course?
So if it's for the NC, you actually get a book when you start. So it's an animal biology one. If you're thinking about the HN level, then certainly there's the Victoria Aspinall anatomy and physiology book, which is really useful, even at NC level. So it is useful at NC as well. So those might be ones that you want to have a look in, and just, you know, to prepare for that anatomy and physiology.
What's the deadline to apply for NC into the NC courses?
I don't think there is a deadline that's been set as yet. What we do is obviously we can look at those numbers that are coming in. So certainly I know that there are still spaces. So pop your application in if it is something that you're interested in. So as yet, there's no kind of closing date for those.
I have a question for you. I don't have anything else to add, and finally, this is information we could think of maybe.
No. Some more.
Someone saying thank you very much. This was very useful.
Thank you for coming along.
Well, if there's no more questions, like I say, in the next day or so, I'll be sending out the link to the recording and links to information about accommodation and funding. But everyone who signed up should have my email address and from the pre-event email. So if any questions come to mind afterwards, just send them through to me and I'll pass them on. And other than that, I will. Right, hold on 1 second. I'd like to double check the NC introduction course takes place in Graveston. Yes.
What was that? Checking the NC?
Intro to NC is at Graveston.
Yes. Yes. NC introduction.
So all NC, intro to NC, NC, and HNC, HND all take place.
Yes. Yep.
Right. So I will pass back to David to say thank you very much for coming and good night.
Thanks for coming. Bye. Bye.